Thank you, Mary. And Mary said so many things this morning that almost wants to change my total opening of where I was going, because it is so important that we are in this together. And it's important to note that our work is not done. And my heart breaks when I read the news every day and read about what Anthony Sabatini is doing, and that is in Lake County up at the state legislature. And then watching the articles come out, and then watching his opponent, who was Cynthia Brown, who was a phenomenal woman and candidate, and what she could be doing up at this state at the legislative level. And it just breaks my heart every day to see these things and to see at least we flipped the House, right? Yeah. So we have a majority in the House, thank you. We all work together. But when I look at our state level, and I look at our governor's office, and I look at the legislature at the state level, oh, we're in for a rough ride these next couple of years. And that's why we're all in this together. And we've said that over and over. First, let me say thank you, Mary, for having me here today. Thank you, Heather, putting this all together. She's amazing. And thank you to everybody who's working the tables and coming out and supporting and putting the organization together. And all of you for your support and your continued support from 2018 through 2020. 2018 was a great run. So we did not have a lot of wins in our area. We were a very red district. However, we were able to cut into that Republican lead by 4 percentage points, and that's huge. We overperformed expectations for District 11 as a whole. Democratic candidates performed better than other comparable red districts in the state of Florida. Between Orrin Miller, Gary McKechnie, Cynthia Brown, Deborah Kaplan, we had a phenomenal ticket to vote for, and I wish I could have been voting for more of those people in these counties. Nikki Freed is our Commissioner of Agriculture. We returned the right for felons to vote. And I don't know that Joyce is here, but we did also outlaw greyhound racing in the state of Florida. We have a lot to be proud of. We worked very hard on all of these efforts, and every one of you had a part in these efforts. We flipped districts across the nation, and we returned the House to Democratic control, which is turning out to be as consequential as we expected it to be. But we have work to do here in District 11. We have friends we still need to flip. But we understand and we learn and we move forward. So the campaigns of Andrew Gillum and the campaigns of Senator Nelson taught us that we need to do a better job to win the messaging war. We need to saturate our markets each and every day with the message on why people need to vote and who they need to vote for. We need to know, and we need to target very specific groups with single issue messaging. We ran multiple mailings and thousands of postcards, but we know we still need to do more. We need to canvass, and canvass some more. Raise your hand if you were a part of any of those efforts, canvassing, writing postcards, making phone calls. That is so important when you look around the room. We all played a part, but we are a limited number. I was told that I would probably talk to or reach 1 to 2% of the constituents that will vote for me during the election. And I thought, of course I'll meet more than that. But that turned out to be true. So we need to increase our efforts. We need to target, get out the vote with civic education. And those of you who canvassed or went door to door know how important that is. I spoke with people who did not know that they could vote for a Democratic candidate because they were a registered Republican. Study after study shows that talking with people is the most effective way to get out the vote. Targeted voting, informational county meetings, town halls, coordinated efforts to actually drive people to the ballot box. These are the efforts that we need to put forth. Educating voters, drawing out the differences not just between myself and Daniel Webster, but also between Democratic and Republican values and policies. I just had an email this week from a former supporter who told me in a very nice way that he went back to the Republican Party. And the reason being, he said, is because the Democrats are now socialists. This is the messaging war we are losing. This is the attacks on Fox News, on the Democratic Party and our ideas and values. This is the education we need to do to people, to voters, to explain the differences. And this is where we need to improve. But these things take money. And that is where our campaign found we needed assistance. We need to have money to hire professional consulting firms to help us with the messaging war and getting out that vote. We need to saturate the market with mailings, with text messages, with TV information, getting out there. And that's where we need help. The reality is that we can win in 2020 if we raise the funds to achieve these goals. Winning takes money. That's just the truth. And this would be true of regardless of any candidate we would run in District 11. The numbers may not be in our favor, but we would not be here. I would not be standing here today if I did not believe 100% in our message, in our ability to win, and in our mission to help others. So today I'm not going to talk to you about where I stand. I'm not going to speak to you about the most important issues facing our nation today. Healthcare, responsible gun legislation, funding of education, equal rights, the environment, job opportunity, sustainable Social Security, because we all in this room have the same goals. I stand before you today that I tell you I cannot win alone. No candidate can win alone. I can't just win with my campaign staff and volunteers. And you all are the volunteers. You know we can't do this alone. It's going to take a coordinated effort. It's going to take a village. The low estimate from political consultants to win this campaign for District 11 is $1 million. 2 years ago, I laughed at that and said that was disgusting. And you can see I've grown and changed and realized that is a truth. Unfortunately. For us to convince the National Party and the DCCC that we can flip the district, they have come back and told us that our campaign must raise a minimum of $50,000 per quarter. A quarter is 3 months. So March 30th or 31st ends the quarter this year. The second quarter ends June 30th. This seems impossible, right? Democrats, nothing is impossible. So how do we get there? It's quite simple, actually. And I always have this great vision of being this eternal optimist with a touch of realism. So we're looking at 1,000 donors at $10 a month, recurring donation. So we're asking you to maybe skip Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts twice a month, and to put that to a recurring donation to the campaign. If we get 1,000 donors at $10 a month, that's $10,000. It seems like such a little bit that you're doing, but every single person putting in a small amount adds up. We create an army, each and every one of us. And we're asking each of you in this room to please contribute to that effort. If we make this goal, it is at that point that we will gain national attention as a viable candidate, as a viable election. And that would mean anybody stepping forward to District 11 would need to do the same. And to reach these goals of reaching voters, of educating voters, of getting out the vote, of getting canvases and knocking on every single door, it is going to take funds to do that. We need your help to get there so our district is properly represented in Washington, D.C. Look around you. Look to the person sitting to the right. Look to the person sitting to the left. Look in front of you. Look behind you. Say hello, and then say, "We need you." And why do we come here today, and why do we ask the clubs? Because every time it seems like we're asking you, right? We're asking you to dig deep, to dig into your pockets and support, because you are here. You are active and you are involved. Think about the masses of your friends that are not active and involved, and we're doing this for them because we know the value and we know the importance. But then we also know somebody sitting next to us who is here today because tragedy hit their family, because something happened to them personally, and now they are active and involved. Isn't that how many of us get here? And understanding and knowing the importance. You are the villages. You are a force to be reckoned with. You have a voice like no other in the state of Florida. You are unique and you are a democratic army. And that is why you are here. We place on all of your chairs today information about how you can donate, recurring donation through Act Blue. We ask that you go home and please donate and get 4 more friends to donate. We also placed on your chair petitions. There are 5 of them, 1 for you, 1 for 4 more friends. So when you get 4 more friends to fill out a petition, ask them to consider a recurring donation so that District 11 gets on the map, because I will fight and scream and will not stop. Finally, we are rolling out our campaign today with our new slogan. And there are a couple people I see with their shirts on. Would you please stand up? We have a couple people in the audience say, I don't know if there's Terrence and Dee. So, we have our new slogan, Data 2020, Data Dares. Do you dare? And we are going to challenge the constituents of District 11 to demand and to work for positive change, to press on for the well-being of all. And we ask the following questions. We dare you to demand meaningful action on climate change, clean water along our coasts. We dare you to demand affordable health care for every citizen. We dare you to demand that this country's wealth be shared more equitably and that everyone is provided with a living wage. We dare you to demand a safer world free from gun violence. We dare you to get involved. We dare you to make a change. We dare you to think independently. We dare you to take a risk. And let's dare our neighbors and friends to watch something other than Fox News for 1 year. When we dare, when we take these risks, we all win. And to each and every one of you in this room, we ask the same, we need you. We need you to contribute to our campaign via recurring contribution, and then dare your friends to do the same. We need each of you to hold a house party. Invite your friends over. Let me come and speak to them. I'm quite charming. And then we ask and we dare your friends, the people in your villages and your clubs and churches, to join us in demanding a better world and working to send to Washington the leadership that we deserve to achieve that dream. With your recurring donation, whatever you can afford, whatever works in your budget, you will help us reach our goals. And to those of you who have already set up your recurring donation, we say thank you. We can flip this district from red to blue in 2020. In closing, each day we watch as the newly elected members of the House dare, and I love watching them every day. We have dared to fight against conventional norms. We have dared to challenge the establishment. And as the blue wave crashes over Washington, D.C., we watch Nancy Pelosi dare every day. We too can win. And if you join us and dare to defy the odds, we will do it. When we dare, the future is ours. Thank you.